2017 has been one of the best years of my life, and I'm here to show why.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I started off the year with some friends, but then it was back to school and studying and studying and studying. I barely slept because of all the homework I had to do, and the only thing that kept me going was my friends. They made going to school worth it, and I always had a ton of fun with them. My life during school wasn't the most interesting, but the little adventures on the weekends made me not die of boredom and gave me something to look forward to. I also joined my school's handball team, which was a really fun experience where I met a ton of new people.
We're leaving to go on our Edmonton trip.
Spring break rolled around faster than expected, and I headed to Edmonton with my cousin and her family. I went on some cool water slides and I bought a ton of clothes. As soon as I got back, I did my NLS course, and after spending 8 hours a day for the rest of the week in the pool, I finally became a certified lifeguard. After the break, I got back into my normal routine of studying and hanging out with my friends. And going to the gym, which quickly became one of my passions, and all of the mundane activities in between. As soon as my last final was over, I was finally free from school and ready for one of the best summers of my life. I started off with a bang going camping at Danielson Provincial Park. It was super hot and I got to spend some much needed time outdoors. I also worked almost every day as a lifeguard, and shout out to my dad for these low-key creepy pictures.
Get on the video.
Between the hours when I wasn't working, I flew some kites, tie-dyed, and helped paint my entire house gray. I met so many dogs that I sadly couldn't adopt, and went kayaking and blew bubbles in the lake. I also made some pretty delicious food for myself and discovered some new restaurants with friends. And of course, I also checked out my city's annual fair. In August, me and Danielle's family packed up our bags and headed off to a 3-week trip to the United States of America. Our first stop was the Grand Canyon National Park. We took the bus everywhere we went and got to see some pretty cool things along the way, including a sunset and some pretty interesting hats.
Now we are walking on the Bright Angel Trail. Let's go!
We watched one final sunset and then drove over to Las Vegas, Nevada.
We're in Vegas now and it's literally 35 degrees.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The heat was pretty unbearable, but luckily we got to cool off at Wet n Wild. Once we cooled off, we checked out the Las Vegas Strip and went shopping at the Fashion Show Mall.
Bye, Las Vegas.
Our next destination was Los Angeles. Our hotel was located in Buena Park, which became our home for the next week. We spent hours exploring LA, however, we also spent the same amount of time stuck in traffic. We got to see a lot of what the city had to offer, and these were a few of those places. We also discovered new restaurants such as California Donut, Chick-fil-A, El Pollo Loco, and our favorite, Porto's Bakery.
We walked to a place called Porto's for breakfast.
Sadly, our stay in Los Angeles came to an end and it was time for us to explore San Francisco. The weather was much colder up north, but we got to see the Golden Gate Bridge, Lombard Street, and we ate clam chowder at Fisherman's Wharf. We went shopping one more time at IKEA and the San Francisco Outlet Mall, and we headed back for the long 3-day drive home.
Got here at the San Francisco Premium Outlet. We're back.
In the last few days of summer, my friends and I hung out a few more times to try and soak up all the sun before we headed back to high school for our senior year. I quickly got back into the swing of things, studying, working, going to the gym, over and over and over again. Thankfully, there were still some interesting things that happened in my life that kept me from getting extremely bored. My friends and I had our annual birthday supper, which was a ton of fun. And I also went to school dressed as a banana, which is pretty interesting. Applying to universities, scholarships, working at the pool, and staying on top of all my classes became difficult and I became pretty desperate for a break. Thankfully, December came much quicker than expected, which also came along with snow and holiday celebrations. My friends and I also did our annual Secret Santa exchange, which was a lot of fun. I started my YouTube channel, and I had a relaxing Christmas Eve and Christmas Day spent with my family.
Merry Christmas.
I went shopping a few more times, went to the gym a few more times, and that brings us to where we are today.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
January 1st, 2018, the start of a new year. To 2017, thank you for all the memories, good and bad. I tried my hardest to sum up all 525,600 minutes into one 8-minute video, and I hope I did a good job. To 2018, I hope you're just as good to me as 2017 was, and I can't wait to see what's in store.